Hey, what's up guys, it's Alex LaSalle Auto. So I stayed late tonight at the shop to do some diagnostics because I had this car here at the shop for 2 weeks. I was working on it in the parking lot because I didn't have any lifts available and I didn't want to bring it in, and I thought it was a easier fix than, well, it actually was a really easy fix when you know, but I thought it was a wiring issue and I didn't think I needed to put it on the lift. I thought it was computer related or relay related or fuse related or something not that complicated that I would probably find in the parking lot. I'll show you what's going on with this car and I'll show you what happened. So basically, the car came here on the towing. The guy said he was driving on the highway and the car stalled on him, and ever since then it didn't start. I had the car here a couple of weeks ago. I changed the water pump because I think the dealer told him he needed a water pump and they told him he needed a throttle body. So the guy said, oh, you have to change the throttle body, you got to use one from the scrapyard. But I determined the throttle body didn't have to be changed and there was no reason to change the throttle body, and we didn't in the end either. So here I have the car here in Golf, and just cranks for a few seconds and stops by itself. Look, I turn the key and it just, even if I hold the key, the car just stops. And let's go see the codes here. So I'm going to VCDS here, and fault codes, there's always a shitload of codes that show up, and I'll clear the codes here. We'll clear command, and there's always this code here, P0642, sensor reference voltage A, voltage too low. So I was chasing this code and I realized that see, I have my wiring diagram here. I realized that I had this pin here, pin 35, coming out of the computer, and it's supposed to be a 5-volt reference, and there was only 1 volt coming out of there. And if I follow this on the track, there's a lot of sensors connected. It's this green red wire, pin 35, on the wiring diagram, and it goes to all these sensors here. I got the water pump here, engine speed sensor, there's some pressure actuator, charger pressure actuator. Anyways, lots of 5 volts using that, there are lots of sensors using that 5 volt. So I found the pin here. I actually had it, I thought it was a bad sensor, it was shorted somewhere, so at first I disconnected a few sensors. I have the charger pressure sensor right here, pin number 3, supposed to have 5 volts, there's only 1 volt coming out of there. Car's not running. Anyways, I chased around. I actually even ended up cutting the wire here, jumping it, well, measuring right at the output of the computer to see if I would have 5 volts there, and then I know it's something on the engine side, and even with the wire cut there was only 1 volt coming out of the computer. Kind of had me a little confused here. I could show you. Let me turn on the multimeter here. Where's the pin right now? So I have made myself a little jumper here. Oh, put in voltage and see, I get only 1 volt coming out of the computer. And even with the wire, like right now I have jumped it because I figured it out, so I got the car running. But even with the other section going to the wire harness going to the engine disconnected, I still had only 1 volt. And a buddy had told me about this, and it didn't really cross my mind earlier. I read a lot, I saw people talking about the water pump and other stuff, and in the end it was none of that. Car's going up. It was the map sensor, man. It was the map sensor, and I don't even understand, because that map sensor, if I'm not mistaken, is not even on that it's not even using that green with the red tracer wire. It doesn't have that wire. I mean, I'd have to check at the harness again, but look what happens when I disconnect the sensor here. Look at the multimeter. Look at that. 5 volts, man. 5 volt is back. And if I put my sensor back in the hole, and look, I hear something working, throttle body or something does not liking it. Look at that. 1 volt. Disconnect the map sensor here on the charge pipe. under the car. Back to 5 volts. I'm gonna bring the car down and it's gonna fire right up. I still didn't understand why. I didn't figure it out, honestly. I don't see why that map sensor is screwing the whole thing up, but I know one of my buddy told me that when the map sensor go bad on these cars, it creates all sorts of issue and sends bad voltage back to the computer, and that's exactly what happened to this car. I thought it was the map sensor on top of the manifold here, because this map sensor here has that green wire with the red tracer there, pin number 2 I guess, or pin number 3, I'm not sure which orientation, but this wire right there. But no, in the end, so my battery died while I was filming. Anyways, I was saying, in the end, coming back, I even bought another computer. I got a computer from the scrapyard. I was sure the computer was dead. I thought the 12 volt, the 5 volt reference coming out of the computer, something inside the computer failed, a transistor or something, and it wasn't giving out the 5 volts because, like I said, I had the wire cut right at the computer, and I didn't understand how come that 5 volt reference wasn't coming out of the computer. And I analyzed the wiring diagram while my phone was charging a bit, and here's that charge air pressure sensor that's on the turbo pipe there under the car. And like I said, it's not even connected to this pin 35. The pin 35 on the, by the way, is on that is on the bigger connector there with the 105 pins. The other connector has only 91 pins. Right here, T91. Anyway, so yeah. Anyways, I don't understand why it does that, but there's something computer where the voltage. I mean, I'm no engineer. I'm just a mechanic. But I figure it out. I always figure it out. I don't know if the sensor's disconnected right now. I disconnected it there. I don't know if you guys can see that. Sensor's hanging over there. So it's disconnected. I put everything back because it's time for me to go home now. It's getting late. But everything's back in, and look at that, man. The car's just gonna fire right up like a charm. Boom. Probably a few codes left here, EPC, because I never cleared the code yet, but let me do the clear command. I still have a few things disconnected under the hood actually, so doesn't count yet. Let me go ahead and finish up what I was doing under the hood, because I have a few other connectors still disconnected, so I'll go ahead and connect those back and see how the car runs after. I ordered the map sensor already. It's going to be coming tomorrow morning. So I'm going to remove the map sensor tonight, so like that when it comes tomorrow morning, I'll just slap it on and the car will be ready to go. So let me finish this up and let's see what happens. Alright guys, so I got the car back running. Basically, EPC light's still on because the map sensor's unplugged right now. I done auto scan, I cleared all the codes. And obviously there's an engine malfunction right here because the map sensor is unplugged, but everything else seemed good. Because I'm telling you, there was a lot of codes before everywhere. I don't know, this sensor made everything go. There you go. So one fault code. Everything else is good. All the other codes are gone. If I shut the car off, start it back on, it's gonna be A1A. So keys off, start the car like a charm. EPC light, check engine, but everything else is good. Let's see it one last time. Any other codes came back? No. So that's it, man. Problem solved. The P0642. It was all because of that map sensor. I don't know, shorted internally. I don't know what's happening in there, but everything's back in order, and car's running. That's it guys, enjoy, happy wrenching, and I'll see you soon.